Caroline, when she looked at the different things and everything, she said she thought that us talking about forgiving would be a good topic. So, sometimes people respond when you talk about forgiving. Are you kidding? After what's been done to me? Some of you have been on that receiving end of what's been done to you. And I'm going to go to meddling again. I use that word. We say sometimes the preacher stopped preaching and went to meddling. Is that something y'all say here?
No.
You understand what I mean?
No.
Yeah, no meddling. Yeah, what meddling is.
Okay, what's meddling?
You interfere and get sticking your nose in or something.
Right. So the preacher stopped preaching and he's going to meddling. Okay. So sometimes counselors do that too. We're invited to do it sometimes. I think that churches can be as guilty as any other group or organization of causing pain so deep that it's hard to forgive. All right, I have a couple of nods going on. Okay. Because when they do it, they're a Christian and they should know better. And sometimes it's more difficult to forgive Christians because they should know better than it is the non-Christian because, well, you know what I know. Been there? Some of you have. No. Well, what is forgiveness anyway? Let's see. We've gone.
You're going to the moment.
What is forgiveness? Well, one of the things that perhaps we need to look at is what it isn't. Because I think we get all worked up on forgiveness being forgetting. Is forgiveness forgetting? It isn't. Most of us don't go brain dead, do we? So if we can remove that aspect, that forgiveness does not include forgetting. Does that sound maybe a little bit easier? Okay, we're going to be talking about the what, the how, the who, and the why. And then we're going to, okay, so forgiving is not forgetting. Okay? And it's not pretending that it didn't happen. There wasn't any big deal. And I think that happens a lot. We talk about not being able to accept thank yous. Well, sometimes when somebody does something to us and maybe they say, oh, I'm sorry, would you forgive me? Oh, it wasn't anything. But it was. And you're still hurting, although you said it wasn't anything. So it's not pretending that it wasn't anything. And it's not accepting or tolerating what people do. Silly, with your dad, it wasn't necessary for you to tolerate what he did, accept what he did. When people do something intentional or acts, or it's not intentional, it still can hurt, can't it? Now, if we're standing at the top of some stairs and I push Heather down the stairs on purpose, that was intentional, wasn't it? You broke your leg because of that. But if I accidentally just, sort of maybe was talking and hit you with my elbow and threw you off balance, and you still got hurt, which one would be easier to forgive? The one where I purposely pushed her down the stairs, or the one where I just sort of accidentally? Yeah. So there are acts that the end result is the same, but what was the motivation behind it? But we don't have to tolerate. Have you been in a situation where you just got to forgive them? Forgiveness is not instant. In fact, it's a process, my opinion. What else do I have up there? Okay. Standing in the way of justice. Do you know what I mean from that? Okay. I have a friend in the States who, she and her husband owned their own printing company. And her niece worked for them, and she embezzled money. Now, we have more people coming in, Carol, if you would like to. Please.
Laura will take care of them.
They need to be invited in at the moment, I think. And we might need to make some room at tables. Okay, now, so this friend that I had, her niece embezzled money, and the niece is now in prison. But my friend has forgiven her niece. And Diana, and talking about it, she says something about she shouldn't be in prison. I said, sure she should. She committed a crime. And Diana looked at me and said, Diana, just because you are forgiving her for what she did to you doesn't mean that she doesn't need to to be in prison. Now you might find that hard, but she did commit a crime, didn't she? And she does need to be in prison right now because of what she did. So forgiveness doesn't mean that they don't have to pay for the consequences. And how about reconciliation? Does it mean reconciliation? Yes. No. Forgiveness does not necessarily mean reconciliation. So what is forgiveness? Forgiveness is acknowledging that you've been hurt and the hurter, the person who did it. Now I can't say, and none of us can say how much hurt you received, because if somebody did something to me and somebody did something to Christina, because of who we are, our circumstances, our resources, maybe we wouldn't necessarily feel the same depth of pain. And let's say that I felt less hurt. That does not give me the right to say to Christina, well, Christina, you shouldn't feel that bad, because she does. She does feel that bad. It doesn't change a thing. Okay. What it does do, it releases the right to get even. Have you ever wanted to get even?
Yeah.
Have you ever felt that that person doesn't deserve to be forgiven?
Oh, yes.
And I'm not going to. I don't care what you say. I am not forgiving that person. They don't deserve it. And in a way, we think of that as a right to get even. Now, how many of you agree with the next statement? Forgiveness is difficult. Yeah. It is, isn't it? But we do need to remember that it's God's idea. He had some of those ideas that are really hard for us sometimes, didn't he? Okay.